He's using white folks to beat up on you. White folks know that. That's why they love to catch you and beat your head in, because they know you ought to know your God. Kinky head nigga, that's what they say. You bird head nigga, bip, pound, boom. You don't know why he's calling you that and beating you up. He won't tell you why. Yahweh is using him to whip you. You won't listen to me, so he gave you crack. You won't listen to me, he gave you fire and brimstone. First he just gave you snowstorms. And you know what snowstorms is? That's cocaine. You still wouldn't listen, so now Yahweh's giving you fire and brimstone. Brimstone, a stone is a rock. Fire at first, it light the rock up. That's what they do with crack. They light the rock up and smoke it. And you crack up too. It's worse than alcohol. You used to see an old drunk and feel sorry for a drunk? Well, boy, our young people are even worse off than that. And they even have some old fools on crack now. They thought they tried once, you know? One hit and you through. And everything about it is a trick. It's a punishment because you won't keep the law. Put you under a curse. Do we have to be under the curse? Do my people have to stay under it? No, I'm here teaching you how not to suffer from the curse. White people kill you all the day long and hold themselves not guilty. Just that simple. You don't know how to hold yourself not guilty. Huh? Right or wrong? You don't know how to hold yourself not guilty. He kills all over America. He takes himself to court if you can get him in there. In the first place, that's if you can get him there. And if you can succeed and get him in there, they just hold themselves not guilty. I mean, everybody, they see him shoot him down on TV. Man handcuffed. Bam! They say justifiable homicide. What does that mean? He's justified in killing you. Why is he justified in killing you? Because he knows you're a lawbreaker. You don't just break his law, you break your father's law first. You know you're going to break his. So he got you up front. Every time you break a law, he knows it's just time, just a matter of time, he's going to get you. He already knows it. You got to fall when you go for him in his ways. Yahweh told us, learn not the ways of the heathen. Turn to Jeremiah 10:2. That's what Yahweh said. Learn not the ways of the heathen. You've never known who a heathen is. If you don't know these things, you'll suffer. If you know it and don't do it, you suffer worse. Read.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Every time a strange light take off in heaven, they be dismayed. And all the customs of the people, look at verse 3, read.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Verse 4, read.
They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
What is that? That's a Christmas tree. The Bible says that's all in vain. And Christmas does you no good. Your mama spent all her money on the lie, the Christmas lie. It's nothing but a lie. My God, I shouldn't have to spend 1 minute telling you Christmas is a lie. And now they're saying, well, they're taking Christ after Christmas. Christ never was in it. This Bible said it was all vain. It's a custom of man. It's the way of the heathen. And they tell you Christmas is December 25th. And they lie and say that's the birth of Christ, and that's a lie too, isn't it? Because it said it's a custom of man, and it's all vain. So it's not the right time of the birth of the Savior. And then it's just one great big old fat lie. That's a big old fat lie. You can't think Santa Claus without thinking fat lie. Who do you call the fat lie? See, you know, Santa Claus. Here you are, a little small kid in your innocence. Here comes the red-nosed reindeer with his pretty little red nose. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Come on, Vixen. Come on, Princess. You knew the name too, didn't you? Huh? See, some of y'all know the name right now. And actually believe they flying in the sky. You went for it. Here they teach you a lie. Teach you to love a lie with gifts. Bribe your dumb self with a gift to accept a lie. You say, I don't care what you say, bring me the presents. Why? Because you love materialism and they taught you to love a lie. In your face, you know a reindeer wasn't prancing up nowhere. It's talking, had you tying up a sock around the table because you didn't have a chimney. They said this big fat man is coming down a chimney. And you know he'll get stuck. You haven't seen a chimney yet that some big fat boy could come running down through it. Now you know good and well there wasn't enough presents on a little old sled to go for everybody in your town. Some of you had a family too big for the sled. That's right. Some of them had more kids in the house than Santa Claus could possibly have on a sled. Some of us come from big families. Be 25 or 30 people in the house. And not only did most of us not have a chimney in the ghetto, that meant Santa Claus couldn't land on the roof of the house. And if you think a big old fat white boy that can't run is getting ready to land in the ghetto, niggas will mug Santa Claus, boy. How many know Santa Claus would not get 2 blocks in the ghetto? These niggas will snatch your gold, not to think about a slave full of toys. And as hungry as niggas are, all the reindeer would be killed, cut up, and put in the freezer and have reindeer steak. Santa Claus would be stranded after he got out the hospital. It'd beat Santa Claus up, snatch off his beard and his red suit. You see niggas running up and down the street in red suits, Santa Claus be naked. Can you imagine a great big old fat white boy running naked in the ghetto? Come on, let's be logical about this thing. And Santa Claus was always white. You work your fingers to the bone and then give some cracker credit for the gifts under the tree that you'll spend the whole year paying for. Just to try to convince your kid of a lie. Well, it's just Santa Claus. I don't want to destroy him. And you be trying to put him to bed. They caught you at 3 putting that stuff under the tree. They pretend they go to sleep at 7 and 8 years old. How many pretend they went to sleep? See, yes. That meant your parents, how could you respect them knowing they such liars? They wonder why they lost your respect. How could you believe in a preacher that teach you Santa Claus and Christmas? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. He sure taught it. He had the stuff all in the church. How many saw that Christmas mess in the church? So what does that make him? What is he? Oh, you hate to say it, but it's still the truth. Let's be logical now. It's not an emotional trip. Let's deal with the reality. We're talking about ending the curse you're under. Now, you don't have to keep suffering. That's right. All you have to do is turn to Yahweh. You don't have to go to jail if you believe in Yahweh. You don't really, really, really have to. Not really. Turn from your wicked ways. It's just turn. And Yahweh will set you free. He will. He'll set you free. If you turn. Look at all the promises the devil made you. He's let you down in every one. He told you if you follow him, you'll have a good time. And as you pursue his good time, you end up spending some good time. You end up spending a good time in jail, a good time of your life. Right or wrong? But all he promised you was a good time. Let's go have fun. If following the evil, wicked heathen is fun, why do you get in trouble doing it? Am I raising good questions? Yes, am I raising real questions? Yes, Leviticus 23:34. I'm speaking to you, children of Israel. The 15th day of the 7th month is Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days. And September is the 7th month. The last part of September is the 7th month. And it's 30 days in every single month of Yahweh's calendar. Every single month has 30 days. 12 months with 30 days each. The enemy has 28 sometimes, 29, 30, and 31. And then he leaps a year. He's so messed up, he just leap on past time and call it leap year. But then because we are a people who are blind to the time, we don't think that's important. You just wake up one day and they told you this was the calendar and that this was January and Happy New Year, and you say, okay. And there you go. You go out to a nightclub looking for a thistle, mistletoe, or something to get up under and kiss anything near you. You try to make sure it's a woman before the light go out. When all those lights go out, you might be kissing a faggot when you open up. The light come back on. You spying a woman, faggot spying you. How many ever went to a party looking for the mistletoe? Don't lie, you know you more than that did. It's the way of the heathen. What was the purpose of the mistletoe? Stand under it. And see, everybody couldn't stand under the mistletoe. So you just kissed wherever you were. Happy New Year. Was it always the one you came with? Was that really the fun part, not knowing exactly who it was? The closer you got to midnight, the more you had to go to the powder room. You were with John, but there was Jerry. What does that teach? On Happy New Year teaches promiscuousness. Public sex, something that should be reserved for the bedroom, was in the public. Taught loose morals. What a terrible way to grow up in lies. Merry Christmas. You're upset because your husband is with Mary. I don't feel very merry right now. Just a whole stack of lies. Halloween, goblins, Jewish, poison apples and poison candy, false face, mask, hide your true identity. Ghosts, come out the dark in disguise. All kind of wicked stuff go through your head when you think don't nobody know who you are. Say things you wouldn't say ordinarily behind that disguise. Yeah, you put it on hoping nobody would know who you were so you could get away with stuff. What? Oh, it went through your head. You may not have done it, but it went through. How many went through your head? Boy, I'm in a disguise now. Won't nobody know who I am and what I'm fixing to do. People don't give you some candy, you throw paint on their house, push the toilet over, scratch the car up, rotten eggs on the house, and go get dog and animal manure and throw it. You didn't give me nothing? Put it right in front of the door where they walk out and step in it. I'll fix you. That's the way it was when I came up. I don't know what they did when you came up. And then stand back and ring the doorbell so they come out and step in it. Tell them somebody's going in your car. When they open the door, somebody breaking in your car, you know you're going to step out that door then. Slip down in it. Have so much on the porch, you slip in it. Halloween. What a way to live. Numbers 24. Well, I hope you want to study about time now. How many understand it's important to know about time? The right time. Leviticus 24. Numbers 24. All right, you remember. Verse 5. Read.
How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel.
Here it is telling us that tabernacles is a good time. How goodly are your tabernacles, O Israel. Now this requires you first to know you're Israel. The knowledge of us being Israel was cut off from us. Psalms 83, 1 through 5. Psalms chapter 83. The knowledge that we are Israel was cut off from us. That prevented us from keeping tabernacles, which also prevented us from knowing a true goodly time. So tabernacles is a season where you can have a goodly time without using drugs or drinking alcohol or doing anything wicked. It's just a high, pure, goodly time. Read.
Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Those who are against you cut you off from the memory that you are Israel. You are the nation of Israel, and the only people on the planet cut off from this knowledge is the so-called black man of America. Therefore, you have forgotten Feast of Tabernacles. And that means you've forgotten how to have a good time. So you go looking for parties for a good time. And everybody at the party is looking for a good time. And as a result, nobody at the party is having a good time. How many ever went to a party looking for a good time? How many were disappointed? Everybody was disappointed. How many of you ever went to a party and saw people pretending to have a good time? Ever saw them screaming and hollering, and here comes an old fool walking, hey, it's me, I'm drunk again. And how many saw that? Everybody looked up and laughed at the fool. And he thought that was funny too. He thought they were laughing with him. But you were really laughing at him. And then he hollered, yeah, my head is bad, baby. He sure told the truth that time. His head is truly bad, nothing good in it. Hair bad too, they say. Everything is bad about his head. Nothing is good about his head. Everything about him is sick. All his thoughts are sick. Then he come and sit down, and guess what? He pull out a bottle and start drinking some more. already came in and said he was drunk. It's me and I'm drunk again, so everybody wants some money, zero right in on it. Hey, buddy, come on and sit over here, friend. He becomes a buddy to people who never knew him. Women like those kind too. Hey, baby, come on, sit down right here. Then they start going in his pockets, find his billfold, in his face, take it out, start taking his money, and he said, hey, baby, why are you taking all my money? He know you're taking it, but he doesn't have enough strength. He said, no, don't take all my money, baby. Leave me enough to get home. She get right up, leave the place, go to another club, waiting on another drunk nigga. This nigga pass out, don't know who took his money. You be waiting on him next Saturday night at the club. How many have ever seen people lose their money every weekend? Work all week long. Go get drunk. Boy, if his wife doesn't meet him at the plant and get some of it, she won't get any of it. Some of you knew some folks like that. And you call that a good time, he cry all week. Kids hungry, wife raggedy. She start hollering and cussing at him when he come home, beat him up while he's drunk. You old drunk nigga, she beat him all up. He thinks somebody beat him up out of the street. She beat that nigga up. You crazy nigga, you fool, and gave away all my money. I've seen women beat their man home with a broom handle. You old witch! He thinks she's a witch. He don't know who she is. Don't even know it's his wife. Think it's a witch riding a broom. He doesn't know. He's really messed up. He thinks that witch after him he read about in grade school. What was her name? The old mean witch. Somebody. It's not a good time, is it? They got modern. That's the drunk party. And to have a good time, all the fellas are trying to get some girl drunk. Huh? If it's not your girl, some girl. Several fellas try to get at least one drunk. They all be happy when they get her drunk. They all take her outside to get some fresh air. I know they had them in my town, boy. You had little fellas would take off for lunch for sure. You know, school time? Yeah, they knew what house to go to because she was drunk. She never knew what hit her. And you're going to tell me that's fun? You don't even know what happened? You don't even know who? They all caught a train and went to her house. A train or something. Well, I don't know what that is. They made a song up about the A train. Incredible. It's a terrible, terrible condition to be in. Drunk. Then the scene changed from being drunk to getting high with weed and marijuana and stuff. And then niggas just sitting around on the corner, just sitting in the house, down on the floor. They don't even need a chair. The room is dark, music is playing, lights flashing, and they say they tripping out, and they don't dance, they don't talk to nobody, they just sit on the floor half nodding. Anybody ever seen it? And they say they're having a good time. That's the party. You go around, this the party? I mean, all these niggas just sitting around the wall.